Hi, welcome to Midway Wool. We're going to do a circle stitch today. It is called a whipped woven circle. It's also known as a spider web stitch. And what you do is you start out with spokes around a circle. Now this, if you refer to our video on star stitch, we'll explain how we got this this basis for the whipped woven circle. So you can have either even number of spokes for this one, or you can have an odd number of spokes. It doesn't make any difference. But you have to start out with making your spokes that go from the center to the outside. So now we're going to be whipping around each one of these spokes. So I'm going to bring my thread, which is a number 5 Eleganza Pearl Cotton with a number 24 chenille needle, and I'm going to bring my needle up really close to the center between two of the spokes. So I'm bringing my thread is up between two of the spokes, and I have 8 spokes on this particular circle. So I'm going to use the eye of my needle so I don't pierce the wool with the point of the needle. I'm going to go over, I'm going to take my needle, my thread over the spoke that's on the right hand side of my emerging thread. So I'm going to take it over. Now I'm going to bring my needle underneath that spoke and underneath the next spoke. So 2 spokes. And what that does is it puts a little wrap around that first spoke, but then it brings your thread to the point where you need to be to wrap the next spoke. So now I'm going to take my thread over, I'm going to bring my needle, the eye of my needle, through 2 spokes, and what that does is it wraps one of the spokes and then brings your needle or your thread under the next spoke so you're ready to wrap it. So I'm going to go under 2 spokes, push that little wrap up to the center, under 2 spokes, wrapping that up to the center, under 2. So you're going under 2 each time, and what that does is it allows you to have the wrap around one, and you're ready to go under the next 2.
Susan, do you always move your work?
With this one I do. It's a lot easier. If for me, it's a lot easier. So I'm coming under. And you want to make sure that you don't pull it so tight that it distorts your spoke. But you want to make sure that you tighten up that wrap. Whoops, I went under 3. Now you can see I'm on my second course. And so now what it's doing is there's a little knot, then there's a little horizontal stitch, and that horizontal stitch is going to get bigger and bigger as you work your way out. This stitch can, you can go part way with it, or you can go all the way out. This is a big circle to be making this this whipped woven circle on. So I will be running out of thread, and I will show you how to end and start a new thread. But you can see with this pretty variegated thread that if it filled this whole thing in, it would really be spectacular. Okay, so let's pretend that I am running out of thread. What I like to do, and whatever works for you is great. But what I like to do is I like to come over, once I have made a wrap and I'm ready to make another one, I want to go down, take my needle down on the right-hand side of the spoke. So that one has been wrapped. So I'll finish off my thread and bring a new thread up. So I want to bring, so I went down on the right-hand side of the spoke. Now I want to come up on the left-hand side of that spoke, of that little wrap that I did, and then go under one spoke. So what that's done is I did this wrap, ended my thread, came up right next to it, and then brought my needle underneath the next spoke to make the next wrap. Then I continue going under 2 spokes at a time. And you can see that now as I'm getting out into this circle, this little horizontal stitch in between the spokes is getting bigger and bigger. So you just keep going around and around, wrapping the spokes until you either finish filling in your whole circle or you go out as far as you like. And that's the whipped woven circle, and it's also known as a spider web stitch.